So we are on the next part, and for problem number 6, it says find the volume of the rectangular sand table. Explain your thinking. So looking at this problem, I have 3 different numbers. So it's asking me to find the volume, and I remember that volume is equal to length times width times height. So I'm measuring the length. The length is 36. So I have 36 times width. Width is how wide the rectangular prism is, so we have 12. And then my height, which is 15. It tells me how high something is, so I have 15 as my height. Now I'm going to multiply the numbers all together in order to figure out what is my final volume. And you need to make sure that this problem is correct so that your problem B is also correct, because you're going to be taking the answer and using it on problem B. So make sure you are multiplying carefully or you're going to get both questions wrong. So multiplying 36 times 12. 6 times 2 is equal to 12. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Plus 1 is 7. Bring down my 0 because now I'm multiplying in my tens place. 1 times 6 is equal to 6. 1 times 3 is equal to 3. I'm going to add all of my numbers together. 2 plus 0 is 2. 7 plus 6 is equal to 13. 3 plus 1 is 4. So I have 432. And then I'm going to multiply it times 15. So I already multiplied 36 times 12, and now I'm multiplying times 15. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. I bring down my 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. Excuse me. And 1 times 4 is 4. I'm going to add all of my numbers together. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 plus 1 is 4. And 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. Okay, so my final answer is 6,480. I'm going to write that down right here, 6,480. And that is going to be in inches cubed. How do I know it's inches? It says inches right here. So that is going to be my final answer. Now, I'm going to move on to problem. Oh, it says explain your thinking. I almost forgot. Silly me. So I'm going to explain what I did. I multiplied length times width times height to get my volume, which is equal to 6,480 inches cubed. Okay, make sure you are explaining if it asks you to explain. Now, problem B. Problem B states if the sand table is completely filled with sand and then 4,000 cubic inches are poured out, how high will the sand be? Give your answer in inches and show your work. So I'm going to write this in inches and I am going to show my work. I'm going to draw the image just so you guys can see what they are asking you to solve. Okay, so it looks like this. And then there is water filled in. Okay, and I know that my measurements are the same measurements as this one up here. So I have my 12 as my width, right? And I have my 45 centimeters, not 45, my 36 inches as my length right here. But the height changes because now there's water in it. So it changes. I need to figure out what is my height. Okay, So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract right here 6,480 inches. And I am subtracting by the inches right here, 4,000 cubic inches. And the reason being is because it says the sand table is completely filled with sand and then 4,000 inches are poured out. So that's what I'm subtracting because it is being poured out. I am subtracting that measurement. So now I'm going to subtract. 0 minus 0 is equal to 0. 8 minus 0 is equal to 8. 4 minus 0 is equal to 4. Don't forget your comma. 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. So I have 2,480. With this number right here, 2,480, I'm going to divide it by the measurement that I'm multiplying 36 and 12. So that measurement, 36 times 12, and I have it right here, is 432. So I'm going to divide it by 432. Okay, and I'm going to show you how I do that. 2,480 divided by 432. Trying to think, how many times do I think 400 can go into about 24,000? I'm thinking about 6. So 400 times 6. 0, 0, oh not 400, 432. I have 432 times 6. 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19, 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 is 25. So 2,592 is way too big because 2,480 is smaller than that. So I'm going to try another number. I'll show you right here. 432 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. So this number makes more sense because I can subtract and I can't go any lower than that. 2,160. 0 minus 0 is 0. 8 minus 6 is 2. 4 minus 1 is 3. So I have 320. I can't really put anything else into that. So 320 is going to be my number that goes on top, and 432 is going to be my number that goes on the bottom. Okay, so I have my answer.